Hey everybody, welcome back to the L&L Takes podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Pitcher, and this is our guest for today, Rafael Jason Iaquinta, back for his second time. Let's hear it for the boy. Hit the intro music. And we're back. Welcome, guys. We have Rafe, you're back.
Hello.
After many years. JK, it's been like, I don't even know.
It's been a couple months.
It's been some months.
Yeah.
Since your last episode.
To
be fair, it's been some months since any episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. We're back. We're back on track. Back attack. Cut me some slack.
Whatever rhymes with that, yeah.
That does not rhyme with ack.
Oh, just scratch my back.
All right. After all this flack, we need to get into the episode. Kyle, cut that. All right.
Nah, don't cut that. That's a keeper.
What projects have we dived into since you were last on here? Worst director obviously came out.
Yeah, that came and went.
Yeah.
that
So
breezed.
we have worst director. Have any other projects released since worst director?
No, yeah,
think
just
it is
worst
just worst
director,
director.
so yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
Well, wait, but since your original episode, do you think
since
there's
the
been
OG
more?
episode. Probably Of Shadows is definitely in a much stronger place of development since then.
Back then, have we even filmed back then?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I know that you filmed my episode and then you filmed Leo's episode and you were talking about the film.
Yes.
And because that was early pre-production for the film, and now we're in late
deep.
production. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's definitely come along. Poof is almost done, which is really good. Vultures has been announced. Master and Apprentice has been announced. Quintet's been announced. That's been announced for a while.
Yeah.
Ocean Spotlight has officially begun,
Yeah.
which I don't think L&L's done anything to market that, but that is Kyle Pitcher's new studio for independent movie making, which we are absolutely going to be in full support of, and collaborations will be frequently happening between the two studios.
Something I would like to make clear with that too is I'm not leaving L&L as seen as I'm still going to be hosting the podcast. I'm still going to be within the group. I'm making movies for them, acting with them, all of that jazz. Still doing.
He's just going to be kind of less of a creative partner and more of an actor.
Yes, it'll be less. Unless it's a collab, obviously between the studios, I'm going to be less. In the movie room talking what film we're doing next, more acting in the film we're doing next.
Exactly.
Or
directing.
Yeah. And that's been a decision that I've come to throughout, the past long while of being with L&L. And it's something that's going to be a big adjustment for us behind the scenes. But for you guys, hopefully you won't notice too big of a difference, and you'll get double the movies to watch, or triple, quadruple, whatever. However many indie movie studios we're partnered with now. So, check out Ocean Spotlight. I'll link it in the description down below. The channel is out. We only have a couple community posts so far, but films are coming. Get ready. Anyway, I don't want to take too much time. We can dive into that later on. First, let's make sure we hit onto.
We haven't announced. So that would be an interesting. This would be an interesting place to talk about.
Yeah, this is a good time for that. Should we try to be all secretive and cool about it, or should we just?
I think we should let the cat out of the bag, but we should let the cat out of the bag later on in the podcast. Continue where you were going off, and we'll get back to that.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting development.
So, what I will say is I want to kind of use this first part of the episode to really, since you are a guest here, really hammer in L&L stuff, get whatever we want to talk about with L&L in, and then we can kind of dive into Ocean Spotlight, future collabs, and all that fun stuff, all that jazz.
Perfect. What do you want to know?
So, I kind of I mean, I obviously know some stuff about this, hence me being the director of it and all the writer and whatnot. But of Shadows, we have dived deep into Of Shadows. We are, I'd say, about 60% of the way done filming.
Yeah,
around there.
About 6 or 7, like out of 10%. Cut that shit.
I'm cutting that. I'd like usually when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cut that as a joke, but I'm seriously cutting that out. Okay, anyway, go. Retry that. Yeah, so we have about 60. Fuck, I hate you. You suck.
Can't cut it now.
We have about 60% of the film made. Currently filmed. Edited probably about 50%. It's pretty close. It is coming along very well. It, in my opinion, from what the early screenings we've done of just the first half, it's super solid dialogue wise. It has really good action scenes, and this is going to be a film that is something you can watch casually, but I also feel like you're going to enjoy it more when you really try to sink your teeth into the themes of it and kind of take it all in for the writing and all the kind of behind the scenes aspects of it. But I'd like to hear how you feel about Of Shadows so far, you know, what you think the project will do for L&L and what the fulfillment you've gotten from it, you know, maybe some funny stories from on set, whatever.
Well, I'd like to start off with what makes the film interesting. And then it's actually about something. It's about something that, like, is, like, actually, like, philosophically and morally complex and interesting. Which, we haven't had many films that are like that. Surprisingly. Take, like... And nothing against any of these films that I'm going to say. I love all these films for different reasons. But, like, take a movie like Worst Director. What morally or philosophically does that movie teach? Like, think, like, Wayfinder. Like, what is that movie? Like, what are you supposed to take away from when it comes to the morals or the, like, anything thematically about that movie? Kind of what Wayfinder discusses thematically is similar to what Of Shadows discusses thematically, except one is kind of more of a background thing, and the other is much more like a centerpiece and focal point of the story itself. I think Of Shadows as a project is something that people are currently underestimating right now. I think viewership-wise, I think it's going to hit at least a K. At least it'll have a K or a couple Ks. I guarantee that. Despite marketing not being crazy, I think it's going to hit the K. It's just too mainstream of an idea that L&L has done that it'll surpass what we've done that's a lot more indie. I'm just predicting that. And then, as far as, like, the crafts and the actual performances themselves in the movie, I find it to be very impressive. I really like what we have going on so far. I'd say it's definitely on the higher rung of what we've done so far. And it's a movie that's worth rewarding in some, like, categories and, like, stuff like that. Especially on, like, a cinematography level and on a, like you were saying, like a script. Like, as a script, as a screenplay, that is a very tight and well done script. And I really admire how we were able to creatively come together and form that project in the best possible way we could, and how we're executing that through the filming of the movie. But yeah, what was the rest of the question?
What has been, like, your experience? Like, you've kind of described your thoughts on the movie. What's been your experience actually filming the thing, going out and you know, playing the part and you know, being on set with everybody, that kind of deal?
So I have two different answers I have three different answers technically. I'd say the experience overall has been pretty good. It's had its ups, it's had its downs. Most of the downs would just be scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. Like, we had to delay the film. Obviously, that's a setback, but, like, I mean, we'll recover. We'll do better than ever. And then I've had some negatives on set. Like sometimes I like go to set and like, it's just not my day. Or like my understanding of the character changes from day to day and that affects the performance that I'm committing to. But I'd say overall it's doing really well. I'd say like especially from like an acting level, everybody's performing the best they can and like as far as what it's like behind the scenes, despite the conditions that we're working with, everybody has a good mood. Everybody's in a good vibe. And occasionally we've had some hiccups with, us being silly, but like that comes along with every movie.
Yeah.
And that's like no fault of the director or the actors. It just happens naturally sometimes. And sometimes we take it too far and other times it's just there's not enough of it, And I'd say that probably my favorite day of filming was probably the latest day of filming that we had because I felt closest to my understanding of the character than I ever had. And I found myself downplaying it instead of overdoing it. And I felt like that really enhanced what I was doing rather than made me go back and look at that and go, I could have done that differently. I'm glad I downplayed it than go overboard with it. And I'm definitely going to take notes on that going into what we're doing later with the film. But yeah, overall, like the experience on set has been great. The cast and crew has been great. We've had a couple hiccups, but every film has it. It's natural. Just because this is a film of a bigger scale doesn't mean that any other hiccups we had in the past are nearly as bad or like makes this hiccup even worse than the others. Like, we're doing good. Of Shadows is good. I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a blast. Obviously, you learn to find the good within the scary parts of it, like the scheduling issues, and when you have as a director, like in my case, have to be stern sometimes and know when to put your foot down and be like, okay, guys, that's enough. We need to focus and do what's necessary for the project.
And sometimes that can be rough. Sometimes that can be a little challenging, especially like, and no shade against anybody here. Like, no shade against anybody here. But like, Jackson, Paxton, Leo, and I, we're naturally more silly people. And like, we're just going to mess around every now and then.
Yeah.
And like, when it gets to the point where we need to take what we're doing seriously, you have to put your foot down. Yeah. And that's okay. Like, everybody has to. And I've had to do it with Poof so many times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think a big part of it was, like, I think when we come to that understanding of, like, okay, this is when we're being, obviously we're friends all the time, but this is when we're acting like friends, and then this is where we're acting professional. That's kind of, I wouldn't call it a problem, because I don't think it's damaging the movie. I think it's something that has come up multiple times where I've had to be like, okay, guys, let's refocus in, and that's tough as a director because you don't want to be that guy, but sometimes you have to. But yeah, overall, I think Of Shadows is in great shape. Even though it got delayed, I would rather it be delayed and give you guys what I want to give you with this film than to go through it and miss the mark. So,
and nothing against this film, but we don't want to pull another dead end. We want to do what we wanted with Dead End justice. We want to do that right. And that's nothing against Dead End. That's just saying that what we wanted with Dead End, we weren't able to accomplish because we were so excited for it. And now that we're able to try again, we can actually attack it from an approach of getting it pitch perfect instead of letting the laziness come through and just occasionally peek its head. But with Of Shadows, that's not a problem. While it's an indie and amateur film, I feel like it's the most professional film we could make with what we're working under. And the costumes are really impressive. The cinematography and the action sequences are great. The editing and the score is really impressive. I'm kind of going on a tangent itself now, but anyways, you can continue. I just get caught up in my words sometimes.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, great project, and I'm excited for it. Moving on from Of Shadows, because we've definitely talked about it enough outside of this podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go into some other projects. So, obviously, we have a whole episode touching on worst director that will eventually come out with you and James.
Sorry,
with you and James in it, and that'll cover most of the bases of that. So we'll kind of keep it short with this little segment. But
Okay.
I would like a little comment on like worst director. What was it like with the actors, that kind of thing. Just
So the filming process, I will say, for worst director was very smooth. While it felt like we weren't filming a lot on the days, it was a 4-day shoot, and I was like, wow, we shot the whole film. Okay, I'll get a trailer ready. And then I'll start editing. And I was confident enough in the script to know that the film was at least going to be watchable. But I was excited for the actors that I had on board, but I wouldn't necessarily say that I was like for sure like, oh, this is a done deal, that like the casting for this is like spot on, like perfect.
yeah.
And then when it came time for filming, I knew that I made the right decisions. Specifically with James, like I think he's just such an underrated performer when it comes to L&L. He can be big, and he can be like more subdued, like, and he's able to communicate that without it feeling like too much. And when the moments it does feel too much, it's in the right character. Like with Ted White, of course you have to be too much with that character, you know?
Yeah.
And it works in his ballpark so well. And he really does deliver such a great performance in Worst Director. Writing that script was also a lot of fun. Just being able to like pull from certain like director stories, and like being able to go from like I did a lot of research on like director outbursts and like outbursts on set, and seeing like where they came from and like how they started, and how they would kind of ricochet into ruining the entire set of the film, which would lead to dampering quality of the movie that they're trying to make. And going, like, Ted White is such an interesting character, and I was able to pull from a lot of sources with that character, and kind of create this perfect embodiment of an absolute pathetic loser who is just trying to create the best painting he can with, like, shit for colors.
Yeah. I got you. So yeah, obviously there will be more talking about worst director and the episode with James. We have James obviously as our main focus guest, but we also have Rafe coming for that one, so stay tuned. But yeah, worst director was great. I think it received a lot of public praise. Great film.
I think it's currently, at least on Letterboxd, it's our highest reviewed film thus far.
Yeah.
Which is good for us number-wise. We're only going up.
Yeah. Okay, so got of Shadows, we got worst director. Let's see, what else do we have project-wise I wanted to ask you about? Obviously you can't talk too much about it because it was just announced, but do you think you could comment on Vultures and what's to come for that?
I'm very excited. Get excited, guys. I'm really excited. But as for what to expect from Vultures, and as for like what to be excited for, I already know that the screenplay that we're going to be developing for it is going to be very sharp, and it's going to be one of our most ambitious films. It's going to probably have our biggest cast and ensemble that we've had for a film, period. Formulating the idea for this was really fun, because I've always wanted to tackle a film about the themes of vengeance and the implications of vengeance, and I've always been inspired by the works of like Park Chan-wook, where he has an entire trilogy based off of vengeance, and even recently with films like Jafar Panahi's It Was Just an Accident, a film all about like the implications of revenge based on trauma. Just remarkable stuff, and it was able to catapult me into a mindset of being like, okay, where's my understanding of revenge and where can I go from there? And Vultures is an exploration of point of view, an exploration of different mindsets and beliefs when it comes to revenge. And I'm very excited to I'm really excited to unveil what that project really is. The first trailer will go hard. Let's just say that. The first trailer will go hard. That dick will rise.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Just use the bleep sound effect.
So we have all these lovely upcoming projects with L&L. So I kind of want to get into here. We've kind of gone through a couple of the L&L projects. Let's talk about some collabs. Obviously, Vultures will be a collab between Ocean Spotlight and L&L. I will be. I don't think we've announced it, but I will be directing it.
We did announce it.
We did announce it. Okay. So I will be directing the film. We have me. I won't be doing any of the writing, but I'll be kind of overseeing it. And then we have
me and James.
Rafe and James will be writing the film. I'm very excited. Very excited for that. So we have that as an upcoming collab. But we have some other stuff cooking up in the pot.
This is where we take the cloak off of the project. Okay.
Kind of reveal it. So I don't want to expose the whole thing here, but I'll kind of dive just a smidgen, just a little nugget into the story. And kind of reveal the project, but keep it, secretive enough. Basically, throughout the, I think, when did we conceive the idea? Like,
it was before summer break ended, or was it?
I don't think so. I think it was either.
It was September, definitely.
Summer break ends in August.
Yeah.
Was it fall break?
It was September. No, because Worst Director was fall break.
You're right.
And this was
before.
Was this the
was
night? Was it the night of the preview for Worst Director?
You're right.
That's,
was.
Okay, so that's exactly what it was.
So that night we had.
We did some digging, guys, and we figured it out.
We had we had a big group meetup, and that night we started production on a film called The Innocent Game. This movie hasn't been announced. There hasn't been a poster, an announcement about it or anything. But basically, the Innocent Game is a short little synopsis that doesn't reveal too much. It's about a man who is living a very ordinary life, and he is morally a pretty good person, and he receives an invite to a party. And when he goes to this party, an announcer voice comes on and lets him know that this is a party full of serial killers. All of these people are murderers except for one of them. And our main guy, obviously, is the one innocent. And the goal of the game is to find out who this innocent person is by the end of the night and kill them. And so we kind of explore this party through this character's perspective and the kind of decisions they'll make and how far they're willing to go to give up their morals for survival. And it'll be a deep exploration of, like, how far you're willing to go to stay alive. What are you willing to give up morally?
What the human mind can and will adapt to.
Yeah. And it'll be very fun. That'll be a three-way collab between L&L, Banaynay, and Ocean Spotlight. and it's going to be a very fun project. We have currently we have a rough cut of it put together, not of the full film, but of the first I'd say the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little less than the beginning of the film.
It's probably about like 10%.
Yes, I'd say that's pretty accurate. So and I know I showed you. Yes, I showed you the cut.
I'm very happy with it.
I think so. I'm in the director's chair for that one. We have a great cast lineup. I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. We have you playing our main guy.
I believe that's my first leading role in anything.
Yeah.
Except for maybe, arguably Poof, but I'm the co-lead in that one.
Yeah.
I'm definitively the lead in this.
I'm trying to avoid character names, so forgive me if I'm being all weird.
Be weird, man.
Yeah. So we have Rafe playing the lead. We have all of this this is a very ensemble piece that we have. So it'll be James L, James A. We'll have Kale, Nikolai, which I believe this is first kind of more pronounced role that he's had within the group
since Dead End.
Since Dead End. He is one of the bigger parts in this. Joseph. I think that's it.
I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
because I made the poster.
A currently unannounced casting decision that you and I have been talking about, but that has nothing to correlate with the main cast.
Yes, I'm not gonna confirm that until we have it confirmed.
Yes.
But we do have a very small role casted in mind, but nothing more than that. But yeah, so that is kind of where we're at with the film. With the first cut or first draft that we have, the rough cut, I think it's going to be one that's it's not gonna feel like any of our movies have felt before. It's gonna be something new. It's gonna be something interesting. It's gonna kind of keep you on your toes, and it's not what you're expecting at all.
Yeah, I'd say the closest thing that we've done to this movie is 48. But that's in style. That's not even in genre. It's like semi the same genre because crime related, but there's no comedy. There's nothing funny about The Innocent Game.
Yeah.
It's specifically like a dark, stylistic thriller.
Yeah.
And this is nothing to do with 48, but it's got the same like type of energy and style and class to it. It's a very classy film.
It's one where it's gonna have a tone, and you're gonna notice the tone.
Mm-hmm.
It's very stylistic.
Distinct.
Yeah. Which I love. And we did a big group viewing back when I originally had made the rough cut, and then me and him watched it through more recently. But I remember everybody in the group was very, very pleased.
Mm-hmm. There will be further developments of the project. It won't be releasing for at least a moment until like we can actually get that fully filmed out.
Yeah.
And that won't be done until we're at least done with Poof. But we are very happy with what we have in mind for that project, and keep your eyes out because that could be a surprise hit.
That will be that will be one that will be announced within the YouTube channels pretty soon. I know at least on Ocean Spotlight that announcement will be coming out soon.
Mm-hmm. And I know just the photo to post with it too.
Yeah,
the one that you put together and sent in I love that photo. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, my bad. So we have The Innocent Game coming. We have what are some other collabs that are in the works at the moment?
It's not a collab, but we got Leo's Bunker Hill coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to because I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, shout out to Banaynay, Leonidas Mears, he is creating a zombie action comedy movie called Bunker Hill. And I don't know what's out of it right now, so I'm not going to say much about the movie itself.
Production has begun.
Production has begun. That's all I'm willing to say, because I don't want to say anything about the story, because I don't know what's out about the story right now. But yeah, production has begun for it, so that'll be coming, and I'm super excited. Leo is we've had him on the podcast before, but he's someone I respect very much in the movie making space, and
he's a wonderful person.
Yeah, great,
absolutely delightful,
great person, and he's in a lot of upcoming future projects.
And really look out for him in Of Shadows too.
Oh, 100%.
He's terrific in that
great
movie.
Performer. Let me think. Yeah, I think is that. No Way Innocent Games our only collab that at least that's announced.
Well, I mean, we were talking about a potential 4-way collab that has, as of this moment, gone nowhere, which is disappointing, but that's a conversation for another time. We don't need to worry about that. Let's see, there's Vultures. We haven't talked about Poof, but what is there to talk about Poof other than the movie's coming out and we're super excited for it?
Yeah, I feel like Poof has been kind of talked about, announced to death. Love the film. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be great. Sucks that we've had to delay it so much, but
I guess we could maybe give a quick update on Master Apprentice, even though that's still happening. That might happen a little later down the line, because that script is tough.
Yeah, so Master Apprentice, I don't know what it was announced as, but it will be pretty, I don't know.
It'll likely be a 2027 release.
Yeah, late 2026, early 2027. Mm-hmm. It's going to be later on.
It will be filmed in 2026, almost definitely. It will most definitely release in 2027, though, with the priorities that we have thus far in 2026. There's also Maven and Fop Doodles we could talk about. Maybe give an update on Behave.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So I'll touch on Behave first, since I know the most about it. Okay. So if you don't know, I don't think we've barely touched on it. We had a teaser release all the way back last year? No.
It's been a couple months. It was I think the teaser came out in April. So about 6 months ago.
It's been a while. But that is a film that is still being worked on. I threw the teaser out just because I wanted to get something out about it. I wanted to announce it a while ago.
I just remembered another project that we need to talk about. No, Echoes.
Echoes. That is another project we need to talk about. Anyway, let me touch on this real quick. But Behave.
Go on.
Behave is it's still coming out, still being worked on. If you don't know what it is, Behave is going to be a psychological horror film about kids wandering into a rundown elementary school and getting kidnapped into this cult-like circumstance where they are being forced to go to this morbid, messed up school, teaching them horrible lessons, kind of indoctrinating them into this cult.
I think an update that goes with that is that will also be an Ocean Spotlight thing. Is that right?
Yes. So that'll be a collab between Ocean Spotlight and L&L.
With Kyle taking the director chair on that one.
Yeah.
And the screenwriting, you and Jackson with that combo.
Yeah, me and Jackson are co-writing that together. So super excited for that project. It has been kind of on the back line of the priority list just because it is being planned for 2026.
And we've been so busy.
Yeah, so there's been a lot put, it's in the back of our minds, but it's still in our minds. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. It is going to be written, is going to be filmed, and it will be published. 2026 film. So anybody who's kind of gotten their hopes up for that, I assure you it's still happening. It's just been very on the back burner, and don't worry. So that's Behave. I'll want to touch on Maven and Fop Doodles real quick because, again, those are, to my knowledge, 2026 films that I want to keep
we haven't talked too much about that.
Yeah, I want to keep people updated on it, at least to an extent. With Maven, that is the vigilante movie that Jackson is kind of the main head of it, and then we have Rafe writing that. And that's again, I don't know what I'm not gonna say much about the story of the project because I don't want to reveal that until we kind of dive deeper into further in. But again, production is still going on that. It's 2026 project. Fop Doodles, that's been announced for a very long time, but it's been in this kind of weird limbo state.
And it's finally happening, I believe. I believe yes. So. I need to see the screenplay first before we actually go into it.
Filming, yeah.
I know Paxton's confident enough in his vision to begin a production. It just depends on he just needs to we just need to figure out casting and stuff like that because we had an initial cast and that cast needs to be updated to the current times.
Yeah, because that was a while back when that was casted.
Like 2 years ago.
So that project is still happening. It's still deep in production hell, but we're slowly rising.
Everything here is production hell.
Yes.
This is an amateur studio, for Christ's sake.
But yeah, so those projects still being worked on. Do not fret. Something that also is being worked on that hasn't been touched for a while is Echoes of Elsewhere. The lovely show that we all just adore. That has been made by me, Jackson, and Paxton, and put into Kyle Pitcher's vision. And first 3 episodes are out. Go check them out now.
If you haven't.
Yeah, if
you have, rewatch them.
The 4th episode is coming. Okay? We have been sidelining it because we want to get Of Shadows and Poof done. Those are our top priorities right now. But as soon as we get through those, I want to make episode 4. I've been I love Echoes to death. Actually, later on tonight, I wanted to watch through it with you because that is something.
Just the first 3 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like back to back, because I don't think I've watched them all back to back. I think I've only watched them one at a time.
I know I haven't. I've seen them all one at a time. Interestingly enough, we don't want to give away what episode 4 is in this, right?
No.
Perfect.
No.
Awesome. I figured we were going to keep that secret, but I wanted to know from you since this is more your thing than mine.
Well, also, I think we should keep it a secret because it's been very on and off what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get into that because that's more on the personal side. But Echoes episode 4 is coming. The whole story, the episodes of what movies are going to be used for all the episodes are not planned out completely.
That almost doesn't even matter in the context of what Echoes is.
The context of the story within the story, the story is completely mapped out.
It's been plotted. Everything's been sorted out. It's just the matter of filming.
I'd like to get your
opinion
on the ending of Echoes to kind of give audience hype. What is your thoughts on how the series is planned to end?
Well, y'all can clip this clip. It's fucking nuts. It's like crazy. Like, it's something that I don't think anybody's gonna see coming. It's something that I think is outside the realm of what I thought the show's capabilities were. Just expect the unexpected, and
I don't even think if you expected the unexpected.
I don't even think I explained it right.
I think so. I don't even know.
Because how do we even talk about it?
I think that if you think Echoes is a dumb show that is completely for the jokes, you'd be 30% correct.
Yeah, keep believing that.
I think there's a lot more to it, and you should pay attention because I think if you pay attention, you'll enjoy the show a lot more. I don't know why I went so zesty with this. My bad.
Nah, go zesty, bro. Be weird.
But the show it's not as stupid as you think it is. It's stupid. You don't get me wrong. it's smarter. That's a better way to put it. It's not.
Yeah.
It is as stupid as you think it is, but it's smarter than you think it is.
It's like Worst Director. Worst Director has stupid as fuck humor, but it's a movie about something and that it is actually like intelligently made. Yeah. That's exactly how Echoes is.
There's a lot,
except a very different
it is
type of that.
It is a lot more planned out than you think it is initially. And I think that people, when watching episode 3, it kind of grabbed their attention a little more with that. I think episode 3, out of all the episodes out so far, shows that Echoes, there's more to Echoes than on the surface. And I think people need to realize that, especially as more episodes come out. It's going to become more and more clear.
Yeah.
And that, get ready for the finale. Anyway,
how can they get ready, dude? How?
I think another thing I'll say about Echoes real quick.
Episode of Elsewhere. Episode from Elsewhere.
What I will say about Echoes real quick too is that it is going to be a show that you should watch from beginning to end completely to fully grasp what's going on.
It's almost like a movie.
Yeah.
That's in 8 separate, like, little chunks. Mm-hmm. At least I believe 8. That's for you to decide.
Yes, it is. Yeah. The episode count is confirmed to be 8.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to, like, say that and be wrong and be like, fuck. Well, now they've clipped this clip.
Yeah. I think, because 6, it's too short, too compact. 10, we're drawing it out. 8 is, like, that nice finite thing. And it's a nice... Echoes is such a goofy concept for a show, and so... this kind of perfectly, it gives the same episode count as like a silly show and a serious show, and that's what Echoes is. There is much more to be taken seriously about it than it first gives on the surface. So that's Echoes.
Fans will love it.
Yeah. Oh, if you're like deep into L&L and just like our movies in general, you will fall in love with Echoes. It is a fan letter to our movies in a show. So but that's Echoes about wrapped up. Is there any other projects we should something that we haven't talked about in a while is that I whispered to you, Gore Tide. The Gore Tide.
Oh, yes.
The Gore Tide is still happening. It's still happening.
It's like a quintet thing.
It's we have the pilot episode is done being written. I probably will go back through and kind of read through it and maybe revise a couple lines. But other than that, episode 1, the pilot, is completely written. It is simply a matter of filming that. But I don't want to film it yet. I want a couple more episodes to be written. And I've been busy writing other crap and, making Spotlight and making L&L projects and acting and stuff.
As far as Gore Tide's concerned, it's not high on the priority list yet.
Yeah,
it will be.
I think the Gore Tide. I'll give a little bit of synopsis for anybody that's wasn't there for the original announcement, or it's just been a while. But the Gore Tide, it's about a group of friends. One of their friends goes missing from this by the serial killer, and we follow the friends' plots to find their friend. And it's a story about grief. It's a story about what are you willing to do for your friends, and it's going to be kind of how I always have described it is it's like if you combined Black Phone and Stranger Things together. It's going to be very fun for people that enjoy a teen's coming of age thriller horror mixture. But yeah, it's still coming. I have no idea how many episodes there will be in total. And another thing is like seasons. I'm not writing the show to have any more seasons than one, as I will with any show we make. But so all of that stuff is still up for debate. But it is still happening. Just another little update. I think that's about it. Do we have any more projects to talk about?
Project-wise, I don't think we have much else to talk about.
I think we kind of hit on everything.
Yeah, I'll just kind of briefly talk about some stuff that I know is going on. Banaynay's got another competition coming up. Look out for that because there are a couple films being planned for that. I know Kyle's in development for one of them.
Yes, I will literally say nothing about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Yeah. Not only that, but all parties have been silent on that, so remain silent. Do want to give another shout out to Leonidas Mears, where he's got 2 films coming out soon. He's starting with Bunker Hill, and then he's going to Hardware with a Heart, both of which I'm very excited for and fully support. Whatever he needs, I got him. I'm his boy. Looking forward to that. Killable's got a couple projects coming out to look out for. I don't know too many of them off the top of my head. I know Santa Claus 2 just got announced. That's a big deal for Killable because that's one of their more like legacy type stuff. So a sequel is going to be bigger for them.
I don't know where Mean Boat is at currently. That is, to my knowledge, still in production and still something to look out for. I haven't had any updates on it, but to my knowledge, it's still coming out. So keep an eye out for that.
I look forward to it. Yeah, what I've seen of the movie is madness. It's insane.
It's dope.
Whew.
But I think that's it. I think we kind of have come to a natural point here.
Yeah, as far as projects are concerned, we're pretty much done. I do have a couple questions for you, though.
Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
I'm going to kind of turn this section into a little interview.
Cut.
So, what stories and themes draw you as a director?
I like stories that make people question things they kind of had set in stone in their mind.
Okay.
I think there's so many people that they have opinions on something, and they kind of put their opinion in their mind as a fact.
Okay.
And I like.
I'll pause you real quick.
Yeah,
Do you mean ethically, morally, politically, or just all?
I think just in general.
Okay, perfect.
I think it does. It definitely applies more in the political side of things. Is people setting an opinion and believing it's fact. And yeah, I'm completely open to any people who want to have whatever political opinion they would like, as long as they can back it up. Go nuts. I think I just want to be a person that can
express the matter.
Yeah, I wanna play devil's advocate sometimes, and I want people to see things from all perspectives, and I want to make films that make people be like, okay, I never thought of it that way. And let me try to look at it from that perspective. That is something that the world needs so much more of, is seeing things from other people's perspectives, because we often neglect doing that in favor for putting our opinion or our beliefs above other people's. And the world suffers because of it.
Definitely.
I think...
Just look at the United States.
Yeah, I think, I love that about the United States, that we can share and create community. Yeah, it's great, but we've stopped listening to people, and we need to start listening again. Even the people that we disagree with most, we need to listen to them.
Political disagreement has gotten so far out of hand that if one person hears something they don't like, they'd be willing to rip the hair out of the person.
Exactly.
It's like, ridiculous. What happened to discussion? What happened to, what happened to meeting in the middle? It's like, while you disagree with them, you can have an open conversation about things that matter to them, that less so matter to you, that could actually make something worth that. And that's, I've always been interested in making a politically charged film, like very politically charged film, at least from my perspective of things, and especially with stuff like recently, like with Ari Aster's Eddington, or Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another. Oh my God. Just an absolute political juggernaut when you compare that movie written 20 years ago to what's going on now. it's aged like terrifically.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like anyway, yeah, like it, just like opinionated, drawn stories. I love stuff like that.
And I'm not prefacing like it's less that. And again, I'm not saying I want to make political films.
And it's not you putting your stance on the film. It's you.
It's me bringing up the like I was kind of talking to you about this earlier, but bringing up the question, to the people and letting them.
You're asking the audience a question.
I want them to
instead of
hear
presenting them an answer.
Yeah, I want them to hear my question and maybe rethink some things they haven't thought about in a while, or think of it in a different light than they did before. A film that's like that is the point. Is our upcoming film "Do You Understand?" for Motion Spotlight it's
which is terrific, by the way. I've only seen a rough cut of the movie, and it's incredibly impressive what he's been able to pull off with this project. Absolutely, give it up for Kyle.
Thank you so much. But yeah, it's a film that's asking people to like look at someone who doesn't deserve any sort of sympathy, and asks the audience to give them sympathy. It is a very disturbing and hard thing to do as an audience member, and it's trying to kind of help the audience through that. And I just want it to be a film that people can look at, and it doesn't necessarily need to change your opinion. I just want it to be something, make you think. I want it to be something you think about. That is what I want to do with all my films. Is I just want to make passionate films that are for the passion. That is like my main goal. I think as a director, the things I like to direct are those things that make you think. Things that make you think, even if it's just a little bit, even if you don't change your stance. Elsewhere. Yeah, it just make you think. That's it.
All right. And then last note I have until I move on to the next question.
Okay.
I just made this connection in my head. Do You Understand? In a very strange way, reminds me of Gabriel and Demon. It's
100%.
The audience is asked that same question with Demon when it comes to a certain point in the story, and I just made that connection. It's almost identical, but not at all.
It's
so difficult to explain without the audience knowing. My next question for you is, what signature as a director have you found yourself utilizing? Maybe as a cinematographer, a certain type of shot.
Can I say an example of what I'm thinking? Or with Wes Anderson. His
perfect example.
Style. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect example.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood the question. I think a mark that I really like to make on my films is the cinematography of the film. I like to add details where they don't necessarily need to be with the cinematography, because obviously you can make a good-looking movie, but can you make a movie that looks good and means something with how it looks?
Exactly. Can you make a movie that visually represents what's going on as well as visually enhances what's going on?
Exactly, yeah.
And tells its own story without needing all the dialogue.
I think a couple examples, trying to be very broad with this, is in Do You Understand? When we're on certain characters, I have the camera set up in a very specific way, and when we're on other characters, I have it set up for them in a very specific way. It's done to reflect the film itself, but also to visually look nice. One that I can be a little more specific with is Of Shadows. Of Shadows, the cinematography for that film, it utilizes a lot of Dutch angles, because we live in that film in a very dark, twisted, bent world, and when you have a Dutch angle, it reflects that. It shows the world not upright.
Not only that, but it reflects the characters and their mindset. Specifically, I'm thinking one scene.
And there's a very specific scene. We see. Again, I have to be very vague about this.
You see a character.
You see a character who their mindset is very bright and open, and it's reflected in a very flat camera angle. And then as their thought process switches due to a big event, it creates that, we go into that Dutch angle, that tilt, because it's ruining their world, and it's tilting it, and it frames this character as an evil character.
And switches that.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, back to getting the question. But yeah, my like stamp I like to leave on movies. Even I wasn't the director for it, but the cinematography for Demon, I tried my best to kind of
tell your own story.
Yeah, put my perspective into the film through my cinematography. But yeah, that is one of the big things I like to leave my mark on films as.
Something that I've noticed when it comes to your directing, which the audience doesn't really have a good like perspective or example of where I'm coming from or understanding of what I'm about to say, but you make use of your transitions in ways I've never seen anybody else do here. Like, no, like I haven't seen Kale or Leo or myself utilize any like type of transitions the way that you do, and it's very distinct and unique, and I really admire that. Next question that I have for you, despite what you've seen tonight, what was the last great movie you saw?
Ooh, not including tonight?
Not including tonight.
Okay, because I went on a big binge spree.
As a point of reference, he saw Cloudy of a Chance of Meatballs, he saw Scott Pilgrim, and then the 2 It films back to back. It's safe to say that you generally liked most of those movies.
Yes, except It too.
Yeah, that's kind of inarguable, yeah.
So, last great movie I saw. That is tricky, I gotta remember. I think from like, this is definitely not like the last great movie I saw, but from what I can think of, I recently had watched One Battle After Another, and that movie was stunning. Great. Like incredible acting, incredible cinematography, incredible directing. Like that movie is beautiful. I'm trying to think if there's like a more recent.
What about Urchin?
Urchin was great. Urchin is something that I'm sure went under a lot of people's noses, and they didn't even know it existed in the movie theaters. But it tells an amazing story of a homeless man, and what the culture and life is like of someone that's homeless and trying to reach out of a pit that seems so impossible.
Frank Delane, like, holy shit, he is amazing in that movie.
Great actor. I think those are probably the last like mainstream films that I've seen.
Would you put Black Phone 2 on that list? I know you really like that movie. Okay.
Black Phone 2 was an incredible film that took what the original did and it expanded on it in a different way. It kind of opened it up to a bigger audience that maybe didn't understand the first one and can kind of appreciate the second one. Like you, for example, I know you weren't as big of a fan as the first one.
Yeah, I was able to admire it more based on the second one,
So,
that
was great.
As kind of a follow-up question, is there any movie that coming out soon that you're looking forward to? I've kind of talked to you about Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme is definitely one that's been on my radar, and I will definitely be watching that one. For a while it was Running Man, but that finally came out, and I've yet to see it. I'm going to see it with my dad tomorrow, and I'm excited for that because Edgar Wright, and I'm a loser.
Nah, you're not a loser. Edgar Wright's great.
But and again, I've heard mixed reviews about that. Some people have said it's amazing. It's another Edgar Wright classic. Some people have said it's one of his most mid movies.
My friend actually just got out of it not too long ago. He was not very nice to the movie, but I've seen like very mixed bag. Audiences coming out of the theater tend to have really liked it. The only like big negative that they take away with that like seems to be all agreeable is the ending.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but that's just
What I will say too, speaking of Edgar Wright, is this kind of is touching back on the like your stamp as a director question, but just some directors that have inspired my specific style that I try to go for with directing is Wes Anderson, Edgar Wright, these very stylized film directors.
Alright.
Those are like two examples of like, I want to be distinct. I don't want to fall into the trap of just like you watch a movie and you're like, oh yeah, that's a good movie, but you don't think about the director.
Exactly.
Because it was a good movie, but it just wasn't stylized.
Like the director's kind of invisible to what the movie is.
Exactly. I don't want to fall into that. I want people to know this is a Kyle Pitcher film.
Yep.
But yeah, sorry, touching back on that a little bit. But as for what I'm excited for in the future,
there's not much.
I don't obviously. Well, like everything that's coming out this year has been announced, and everything that's coming out next year
has yet to be announced.
Yeah, it's not really announced, and what has been announced, not too interested. Something I'm
not looking forward to Shrek 5.
A movie I'm not looking forward to is Zootopia 2. Holy crap,
yeah.
that movie's gonna be so cheeks.
Yep.
That's like the one that I know that's coming out. But anyway, yeah. As for in general, what I'm excited for is movies that try something new, even if it's risky.
I've got my next question for you, but I've also got two more that just go with this. I think I'm gonna be taking you, Paxton, and James to go see Sentimental Value with me. I'm going to see it tomorrow, and I will report back to you guys about it. If it's good, then I will see with you guys, because that's been one that I've been wanting to show you guys, like knowing what it's about, and how that may be for you. And then, are you looking forward to or would like to see Hamnet?
I think that's. Don't get me wrong. I think that's gonna be a good film, but I don't think it's my kind of film. So I think I'm gonna pass on it. But I feel bad saying that because I'm sure it's gonna be a good film.
I've heard it's wonderful.
I've just never been into more like Shakespeare kind of dramedies. Not really my thing. So. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good film. It's just not going to be one that I go to theaters to watch.
It's not a Kyle Pitcher must watch.
Yes, yeah.
Alrighty. Now, my next question for you is, which I've got a couple questions left. One, my last question is going to be the one that I've been teasing you about all
talking
day.
About me.
Who is your favorite actor? And then, who do you think what do you think the best performance you've ever seen in a movie is? Or your favorites that you've seen.
That one is tough.
I know your favorite.
I'm going to say my favorite actor is Michael Cera, and his best performance is in Scott Pilgrim, but that's also my favorite movie of all time, and I don't want to give the obvious answer.
But he's, better outside of Scott. He's great
in
Juno.
No, he's an amazing...
Superbad?
Juno, Superbad, freaking... Oh, what is the movie? The Phoenician Scheme. Freaking
Dude,
love him in that. He's so funny in that. Yeah. But I want to think of a better answer.
Yeah. That's your inner fanboy.
I want to think of a better answer than that. I think,
as far as best performances,
that's so tough.
It was really fun showing you Nightcrawler. I will say.
I was thinking about him in my brain. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't label him as my favorite actor. I think anybody Michael Cera is my favorite actor of all time. But
best is a different conversation. Yeah, he's allowed to say this.
Yeah,
is his
best
favorite.
is very different than my favorite. And I think I could definitely point out some roles that I think are beyond insane. I think Brendan Fraser in
The Whale.
In The Whale is remarkable. Give that movie all the crap you want it. His performance in that is a 5 out of 5. It is incredible.
Remarkable.
That is an Oscar-worthy performance.
Which is funny because he won the Oscar for that movie.
Yeah. Which well deserved.
Even I know this isn't typically what people would say is one of the best performances, but think of Timothée Chalamet in Wonka.
Yeah, that's an incredible performance. Why does nobody talk about Wonka? That's such a good movie. It's so good. It doesn't deserve to be as good as it is. It's so good.
What do you mean? It's Paul King, Paddington and Paddington 2 guy.
No,
I
but
love that guy.
for if you went up to me and were like, Kyle, we're gonna
Wonka's
make a Wonka prequel. That's a musical,
and it's gonna be one of your favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, I would be like, that's a good joke. But no, that movie's incredible. And Timothée Chalamet is an amazing actor, and I think he got so underrated by so many people because I think people at first kind of saw him as another like what's his name? Another Tom Holland or someone like that, where he's like, oh, he's good in movies, but he's nothing special. But I think he's great and he's amazing in movies that he's in, and like I think he's a good like unserious like not unserious, comedic actor. There we go, that's the word. I think he's a good comedic actor and more like slice of life stories like Wonka. And I think he's also great as a dramatic actor. But yeah, that's another answer. But anyway, there's like my brain sucks at answering the question of like good actor because I'm like, I mean, I know a lot of actors. It's just that my brain can't wrap my head around all of their performances at once. But yeah, there's my answers, my millions of answers.
And then follow-up question. What are some of your favorite performances in our amateur films? Like, just to give a quick shout-out, what you like about them, how they enhance the movie, make it, like, from, like, this to that.
I know we've already mentioned his name a couple times, but Leo in Dead End is so overlooked. Leo in
anything.
Leo in anything is great. Leo in of Shadows is another one I was going to point out. You as Tyler and Poof is incredible. And that's I'm really happy you were able to kind of relate to that character on that deep of a level that you can give that kind of performance with him. And I think that's been the easiest character for you to play, I think. You as Gabriel was really good, like really solid. Mia in freaking Demon as Jackie is insanely good. I know she's not really a big part of the film. She's more of an actor that we have.
Holy shit, she made her mark.
Yeah, she did really incredible work with that film. James is an incredible actor and worst director. And in some upcoming projects, I feel like worst director is kind of the only one that really showcases his acting, which is insane because I think he's much more than what he's been portrayed as shown in worst director. Who else? And again, I hate to do this because like I don't want to make anybody feel like, oh, I don't have any special performances, because everybody has a standout moment.
Everybody that we've ever worked with is terrific in pretty much everything they do. It just like sometimes stuff just stands out more than others. Like happens. I mean, something that's been standing out in my mind. I'm just gonna give a quick shout out to an actor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joseph Allred. Recently, just seeing what he's done with characters, like we haven't talked much about his role in Of Shadows, and we're gonna keep it that way because his role is very secretive.
That's funny. We haven't talked about his role in Of Shadows.
Yep, but he's amazing. Yeah, at that. And then but even him and his smaller stuff. Like I mean, think about like worst director. Like his scenes of comedy in that movie are like
amazing,
terrific. Like Ted White, I Saved You is like an amazing like line that has gone in like the history of us quoting that line. Yeah. And I'll give since you're not going to shout out yourself, I'd say that you're amazing in Last Drink. But that feels like a given, right? Like, do I even need to bring that up for you guys to know it's true?
No. And it sucks because I've been kind of in the background. I've been on the production side of things for a lot of our more recent projects, and I haven't gotten a chance to really bring my acting to a lot of more recent projects, which will change with Vultures. But yeah, I'm excited.
And Master and Apprentice.
Oh yeah, Master and Apprentice is God. Oh, I'm so canceled. All right.
All right, I've got two more questions for you.
Good.
What has been your favorite performance to do here with us
within the indie group? That is tough.
As far as I think, how I know you,
the obvious answer is Raymond from Last Drink. I think that I just got to have fun with, and I got to just get carried away in my monologue and my character
and the tragedy of that.
Yeah. I just got to let loose acting wise. Like it was literally, that movie is a stage that I got to perform on. And I'm so grateful for that. So that's like the obvious answer. I think there's it's just tough. I think Matt. I wish I could say him as my number one.
He's close. Yeah, he's like a top. For
And
you.
I think the only reason that he's not been number one is because I think I can't relate my good experience with Poof to the character.
Mm-hmm.
I relate it to the friends,
The film,
the people behind it more than the character itself. But Matt is definitely like, if I'm not allowed to say Raymond, it's Matt. I've had the most like understanding of Matt, I feel like.
What about Derek?
Derek? Oh, from My Dreams Kill
People.
People.
Yeah.
I was like,
It took,
No, I knew who you were talking about because in my head I go Derek Mears, but then I started thinking about Leo. I was like,
because Leonidas Mears.
Yeah, but no, Derek. Derek was a fun one, and it was another one where I got to kind of play around with, just having fun with acting.
And you definitely have some clip moments in that.
Yeah, I think my acting's really solid in that. And
I know you were a little let down with roles like Henry and Mr. Peach.
Yeah,
but you're still really good in those
I think
roles.
What sucks about Mr. Peach is like the parts where I could have had my standout moments, it was kind of taken away. And that sucks. But you know, it's how it is, and I think the film still filmed. So, you know, it's more of a personal grievance. But yeah, I think Matt is definitely my like definitive answer for that.
Perfect.
Outside of Raymond.
All right. Last question.
The one you've been hyping up.
Yeah, the one. So yeah,
this better be good.
If you could choose to be the greatest director in the world, the greatest writer in the world, or the greatest actor in the world, which one would you choose? And then I'll give my answer afterwards because I don't know my answer.
Oh,
I don't know.
That is
a very tricky question. Well, I know. Way to hit you in the nuts, right?
Because it's either like, okay,
and like,
can I be like the best? Like, it's either the choices are like, oh, can I be the best like performer, bring the most, enhance my character the most of all time, or can I create the most like amazing story with it of all time, or can I make the most amazing character dialogue of all time? And that's so hard.
Yep.
I think
with this question, you cannot do another one.
Yeah.
It's like this or nothing.
I think acting.
Acting? Okay.
That's like I'm not even certain about my answer. If I had to give one, acting. But directing definitely is something that like directing would be second place, writing would be third. Directing, I never touched directing before our group at all. And
now it's become so personal to you.
Yeah, it's something that's grown on me a lot. I'm very glad I decided to volunteer to direct a lot of our projects because it's a seat that I'm very comfortable in, and
you found your voice in.
Yeah, it makes me it feels like I'm not writing it, but I'm being the storyteller that I've wanted to be, and that's what gives me a lot of fulfillment. But I think acting takes the edge just a smidge because I think I can never truly feel more at home, more well in my craft, more like a master. Again, I'm not trying to hype my acting up. There's so much I have to work on.
No, this is like the hypothetical question of if you are the best.
And also within just like what I see in myself, I don't think I have a bigger talent. I've never had a bigger talent than acting. I think that is what I am best at, what I am the most mastered in when it comes to indie filmmaking.
The most, like, you are well taught in the realm of acting.
And I think it's so tough. And it's so tough to talk about this without sounding like an absolute
egotistical,
egomaniac. Yeah. But I think I am good enough to where I'm comfortable saying I am a good actor. But yeah, anyway. That's my answer. Not definitively. I could think about that all day.
I don't. Yeah, I have a third place, and then second and first are just going back and forth. My third place for me would be directing. While I love directing, I love it, and I think I found my distinct style of really letting the actors do their thing and really be subtle with the camera work, but make it mean something. Like with Worst Director, playing around with the cinematography and being in the director's chair of that one, like really highlighting and examining James's performance through the lens of the camera was something that I was really excited for. And I'm really excited to direct you and Paxton in Worst Director. I mean, no, not the Master and Apprentice. But I'd probably say that's the bottom rung for me. One, because while you are the teller of a story in the director's chair, you're not necessarily the storyteller, if that makes sense. You're telling the story.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But and I don't know.
You're telling the story. You're not creating it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I feel like while there are terrific directors out there, like you know, if you want to go with the classic names that always go around in best directors ever, like Alfred Hitchcock, Tarantino, despite his feet fetish, Nolan, David Fincher, but like to me, I've always more related to like an Aaron Sorkin, or a Tony Gilroy, or a Martin McDonagh. Specifically, Martin McDonagh and Tony Gilroy for me have been huge inspirations when it comes to my writing, because they are just absolute juggernauts when it comes to writing just completely effective scripts. And then the acting part of it, I would want to do, but I feel like as an actor, part of me isn't like as attached to the material when I'm not the one who like knows it inside and out. Like I'm performing the material that somebody else loves and appreciates. Yeah. And while that is amazing to be that vessel for somebody's love, I would rather people be vessels for mine.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm. But like again, impossible question to answer when it comes to like being in the realm of like amateur filmmakers where you can do anything and everything. Just pretty impossible. But that's pretty much all I had for you as far as questions go.
Well, I think we got into a good point here in the podcast to kind of wrap things up. I think as far as stuff coming out, get hyped for what is coming out from us. I'm very excited to show you guys what I'm capable of with Ocean Spotlight, and I'm very excited to see people's reactions to what we have coming for L&L. It's gonna be great. Shout out to Banaynay, Killable, other two studios we work with often. Go subscribe to them. Subscribe to this channel. If you guys watch this all the way through, I love you so much. You can just kiss me, honestly. Please. Anyway, unless you're a girl, I'm taking. Okay, this is falling apart. Anyways, please check out L&L. Please check out Banaynay.
Check
out Killable. I'm going to
Master
the
and
skies.
Apprentice hasn't even
Master
come out
and Apprentice. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Take care, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy your whatever movie you watch after this. I don't know. I just thought of a funny catch line. The podcast should be over by now. Good night.